Hello, all you hardcores. Welcome to part two. We're waiting for that cock, James, to log on. How you doing, James? Hope you're well. Where are you? James, he's here. I've had to get changed. I just spilled a drink all over me, James. I'm steaming.
That's all right, mate. No
Yeah,
problem.
there's a lot to get through, James. So like I said to you when you first started on here, but you never listen. But I'm going to pull you anyway. Like when we first started, and I said, James, when I ask you a question, just give me a 1 minute answer. You give me 5 minute answers, and you're asking me a question. You're not the fucking host. I'm the ho-
Okay.
I'm the hostess with the most get guns, kid. So
Well,
okay, we're all right there, James, on that.
well, all right. I've calmed down now. Calm down.
You know what? When I mentioned Conor Benn to you, James, you lose your shit, don't you?
I fucking hate him. I hate him.
Hey, listen. I know trainers, right? I don't care if the mates are man. There's no mates in boxing. Get that mindset, and you'll go far. I know trainers in boxing or license holders, train world champions. I know ex-world champion boxers, four, five, six, who text me regular, ex-British champions. They give me their opinion on this, right, and what they think to Crusher Ben and all this, whatever. But then they're going on the socials, they're saying totally opposite. You fuckers are not my mates. There you go. I don't want people like that around me. I can't have that. It's about as fake as it gets. I don't need any new mates
Exactly.
anyway, I'm happy. But I can't get over the two-facedness of the sport. At least Curtis Woodhouse has stuck by his convictions. A kid that were a Premier League footballer, England under 21s, £1 million transfers, all that. Been on big dough at Birmingham. Whatever. At least he's turned around and said, Conor Benn's a fucking drug cheat. And Liam Smith's turned around and said, here, Conor Benn is a drug cheat. There you go. Paul Smith said it. They've said it. But the rest, arseless. Absolute arseless. Embarrassing. I can understand trainers and managers saying it. I mean, everybody knows what Sam Jones really thinks about it, but he's got to do best for his fighters, hasn't he? So they're going to nosh people off. There's no noshing on my shift. But there's certain people that go on about people noshing people. They're noshing them off. But they're doing the same thing, these certain trainers that are coming out bigging this fight up. Bigging it up, I can't wait to watch it. Or I'll sit down with a pint or a glass of wine and watch it. Well, that's not what you used to say to me. So what's changed? The two-facedness of it to get in the mix. Bit like with Cobra. He went after them all, didn't he? He wanted to be a big version of Big P, didn't he? He wanted to be me. And I helped him along the way. He wanted to be me. And he's got the platform. But when it come down to the cold, hard light of day, he realised he were on outside looking in. So what did he have to do?
Yeah. I don't know, but he might as well.
Like the
Yeah.
rest of them. Man in the mirror moment. 20 years from now, he'll be embarrassed about it. Because everybody's laughing. Everybody's laughing at Cobra. I'm not. I'm devastated. I don't. Wow. What did I buy
Yeah.
into? A warrior
I
like
don't know.
that thing and then they're noshing people. What?
Yeah, he
What's
was
he come
piping
out
him off.
with today and said, well, I wanted to ask Daniel Dubois the question about a failed drug test. Well, why didn't you? You seen the thing, didn't you? Well, why didn't you, Carl? Why didn't you ask him? Why ask Victor? Why? Or why not ask it on
Mm.
your channel? Why it's no good talking about it after the fact? Oh, well, I'm going to ask Conor, but they won't let me do it. Well, why did you do the fucking interview then? What,
Mm.
what do you make of all that? Cobra and Ben and all that and all. What do you make of all that?
Well, I think it was almost as if he was going to make love to him at one point. I mean, he was piping him off. So,
Dancing.
oh yeah, talk to me about your tattoos. Talk to me about your tattoos. I thought it was the Gad at one point. Um, Talking to Ebony Bridges, but yeah, he's sold his soul for a pound note, hasn't he? And there's been
Well, I don't know about a pound note. Maybe he's been fated out there in Saudi and all that. Maybe he's been told to rein it in. You don't need the dough, does he? But you don't know, do you? It's nice
well,
to get
what's the other
free grass. It's
reason?
nice to get free. Keep talking over me. It's nice to get free grasses and get comped in it, James.
Yeah, I
Oh,
suppose.
I don't know. Disappointing, James. Very disappointed with the Cobra. But don't come out now and say, well, I wanted to ask. No good saying you wanted to, you didn't. Well, I
Yeah.
wanted to ask Conor Benn, but they won't let me. Well, it's your channel. You should have asked him anyway. Yeah, but did they shoot a video down? Well, what's the point? What's point in doing the interview if you're not going to ask what everybody's waiting for after everything that you said leading up to it? And if he hadn't have said anything leading up to it, we couldn't really have a go, could we? But it's like that man,
No.
isn't it? When you're in pub and it's like, oh, I like your car, Porky. I'm going to buy one of them. I said, well, you've said it now. You're going to do it. Or it's like Dennis. Oh, stop kicking off. You every Monday morning. You're kicking off about boxing. Oh, I get wound up, Dennis. Don't worry, we're going to do this. I said, well, when? Oh, in a week. I said, right, hang on, Dennis. Hang on, 2 seconds. Right, Monday, 2 o'clock. Dennis used to breeze in Monday. Right. So Monday next week, Dennis, 2 p.m. That's a week. I will remind you about that fight there for Liam and Josh Wale. Yeah, yeah, you remind me next week, Russell. No problem. And I'd be on him like a rash. And then I said, well, I thought you had something bubbling. You're full of shit. You're full of shit like the rest of them in boxing. You see where I'm coming from? Don't chat
Mm.
shit in my company. I won't have it. I won't have it. I'm a coal miner's son, kid. I will not have shit chattered around me. Good gunners. I'm going to do this and going to that. Well, do it. Do it. I'm going to ask Conor Benn this. He's crap. Well, go, I'll do it then, Carl. Do it. You didn't do it. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Embarrassing. Embarrassing. And there's more to come on that one. Let me tell you. I've got a few cards up my sleeve. The Ferrari thing, I'm not really bothered about all that. Most of them down that way, they get them from that VIP lease, and I could go and get one anytime I want. What are they? 950 quid a month. You know, you get your own
Mm.
insurance. Wow. VIP lease, the lease to Ferrari for that day or something, or whatever. Who cares? If you see Eubank and you're saying it's on site, well, do it then if it's on site. Fill him in at weigh-in. Fill him in at press conference. Do it. Don't talk about it. Do it. What do you think to lie detector, James? The lie detector, carry on.
You're gonna have to fill me in on that, Russ, because I
Well,
know he's
Eubank's done
bad,
a
but
lie detector, hasn't he? And he's saying he wants Conor Benn to do one. Or it's just knackers for the sake of chatting knackers to hype the fight up, isn't it, really?
yeah, they're not going to ask the
No.
questions, are they? So what's the point? What's the point? That's my
Well,
response to that.
I know. I see where you're coming from, mate. I see where you're coming
Hmm.
from. Uh, all in all, now that the fight's like 4 days away, what do you really think about how it's been handled from head to toe with all of them, from Calla and Eddie burying the first test until the second one come out? Then the cat were out the bag, wasn't it? So they buried it. But Eubank, he keeps going on about drug testing. He were willing to keep it all quiet though after the first one, he and fight for the money.
Yep.
So he's just as bad. So with him doing that, I'm not buying into the egg. I'm not buying into that. I think they're all on that. Connor's going to have to play the villain. Good, Eubank's the good guy. There's a bit the good guy and a bad guy in all these sort of promotions, isn't there? Like, what's that
Hmm.
purple one? Violet. Have you had Violet gin?
Yeah, I don't like Palmer Violet though. It's not very nice.
It's like fucking aftershave, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like flowers, mate. Horrible.
She has it on her cornflakes.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Tommy Cooper.
No, just like that, kid, just like that.
Yeah,
You can't be a
just
bit
like
of
that.
Tommy. Right, Tommy,
No,
no.
you're. Yeah.
No, I think it's all in bad taste how it's all gone down, to be honest. And like Eubank making out that Conor Benn's a drug cheat and that, but you didn't want anybody to know, Chris. Carla Sowell and that you wrapped up in a contract and all that. You can't say no, and there were non-disclosure and all this, and everybody had to stay quiet and all that. But once the second one come out, it was Bricktop that they had at bag, wasn't it? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Once Bricktop said, "Oh, I think there's another test to come." They were like a pack of wolves. It were game on, wasn't it? It were game on then, wasn't it? And now look, Bricktop and Eddie Hills, the 7-0 Iceman from Billericay 5 by way of no footage though. And his dad's had a production company 45 years. No footage. But Eddie Hills and Bricktop are now swapping spit in the shower. What about that one,
Hmm.
eh?
Yeah.
Hey, what
It's all
about
very.
that one, Bricktop, eh? When you're not holding
Oh,
Turkey's hand, Bricktop, you're swapping spitting, shall we? A man a foot taller than you. Pop, pop, bang.
yeah,
So I get pissed off with it all, mate. I get pissed off with them. So we're just going to savage them. Right, Josh Warrington.
oh God,
His goose has been cooked since they fought Lara. To be fair, Howard Foster should have stopped that a lot earlier, shouldn't he?
yeah,
But the
yeah,
fat dad Bagpuss, the fat stepdad from hell, he should have stopped it, really, shouldn't he? Really.
yeah,
The towel should have come flying in. But Josh, she's a warrior. Josh had not really been in a firefight with a puncher, had he, till he fought Lara. Do we agree on that?
yeah. That's true. That, yeah,
First firefight he were in, he didn't know what to do. Bit similar to Billy Joe against Canelo. Do you remember?
yep,
Amir Khan against Brady's Prescott. Amir Khan had been spoon fed. Got in there with a banger, 20-0, 19 on Button Moon. Game set and match.
yeah.
Wasn't it? So,
We cheered. We was in the pub that night when that happened, and we all
yeah,
cheered.
I did, mate.
Yeah,
Josh Waddington, Super Beans come out. Super Bean, the man that kills cancer. Super Beans come out and he said, Lee Wood and Anthony Casey, the winner gets the Josh Warrington bounty. First of all, Josh Warrington won't be fighting in Leeds again. Right? He didn't do 100 tickets at Sheffield. Didn't do 100 tickets 30 mile from his house. So where's this big ticket seller? There's no big ticket seller. So how's there a bounty? And he's ranked about 70 on BoxRec. So
yeah,
him against Lee Wood and Kikese would be no good. Lee Wood's already put him on bottom moon and Kikese bashed him up, didn't he? Schooled him, didn't he? But he went
yeah,
10 to 2, were it?
yep.
So
Something
why would
like that.
you put Josh Warrington in with either one of them again? When, like I said, Lee Wood put him on button moon and the other one just basically beat him up, didn't he?
Well, because you could argue, well, Lee Wood's not fought in God knows how long. Maybe he's cooked. You know what I mean? And maybe they're trying to eke out one final ring of the flannel for the pair of them. But like you said, then he's not doing. You had another sip of that, yeah.
You just put some
Horrible.
tonic in this. Go on, keep talking.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, I agree with you there that Warrington's not. He won't be capable of topping a bill anymore because he's just he's lining up on other people's bills because he's not got it anymore. He doesn't even box with his hands anymore, does he? Should have a giant boxing glove on his forehead
So
because
what?
that's all you get from Josh Warrington. He should have a giant boxing glove on his forehead because that's all he does. He just ramrods with his head. It's a bit like when Hatton. Like I was the biggest Hatton fan as a kid, but as soon as Hatton fought you, after that, every fight was just boring. It was just holding and holding and holding.
What
That's
from
the
Ricky
equivalent.
Hatton?
Yeah, it's still dirty, isn't it? Like, only difference is Warrington's just using his head constantly.
If Ricky Hatton
So,
didn't do as many tickets as he did, he wouldn't have got half them wins.
no, probably not. Well, they
He
wouldn't
would.
have. They wouldn't have kept him going as long as they did. Anyway.
Well, Josh Warrington's shot to bits. How can you average between 90 and 100 punches around and now average between 22 and 28? So you
Yeah,
can't tell
can't
me
pull
you're
the
the same
trigger.
fighter. So if he's averaging a third as much punches, even less than a third or a quarter as much punches, what else has he added to his game? Because he's not a slickster. He can't fight on back foot. He can only charge forward. And he's doing more holding than ever now. If you remember, the big fat stepdad from hell, he was the first to complain in any fight that were difficult about holding. They're all trying to hold our Josh, they're trying to hold him. Well, Josh is holding more than ever now, isn't he? But he's holding a guy ranked nearly 340 on BoxRec. So if you can't get them sort of
Mm.
guys out there, well, why would you want to go back in with Casey and Lee Wood? So what is Super Bean talking about? Super Bean!
Well, I found it a bit
Superman!
bizarre. Found it a bit bizarre as well because he did this whole gesture of leaving his gloves in the ring, and then suddenly he's on the posters for his next fight, and everyone. I remember looking at him thinking, oh, I'm sure he said he was retiring. So
Oh, he left
I
his
don't
glove
know.
in ring, did he, awesome? He just come back now. Do you think
Yeah,
that shower of shit that are around Josh Warrington at the moment are going to let him retire? He'll be punching for pay till he's 38, like Dave Allen, the White Rhino. They'll be
yeah.
punching because they're not going to go and get a job, are they? They're not going to go and get.
No.
You can get free gratis. Josh, only belt Josh has got at the moment is a snake belt. They ain't got a belt.
Yeah.
Dave Allen's never had a belt. He's got a snake belt, but they're getting Dave's getting world title money because the smart, the cunning like foxes. They're not going to go and get a fucking job, are they? They're going to come
Mm.
out. They're going to say, "I'm stronger, I'm faster, I'm quicker than a speeding bullet. I've had a great camp. I'm training smarter now. I'm in my mid 30s. It's all a load of shit." Josh Warrington hasn't shown me anything to suggest that he's the Josh Warrington of 5, 6 years ago. He hasn't shown me
No,
anything.
certainly not.
He's deteriorated. Look how many feints he throws around now. Look how many punches he throws. Look how long he's walking the clock down. Look how many times he's looking to hold. Any trainer worth the salt will make a mental note of all that and say, we've got a fighter on the slide. Now, the people that
Hmm.
advise people like Eddie Hills, the 7-0 Iceman from Billericay, 5 by way of course, people that advise people like Eddie and Frank Warren, they have people that's insulated by experts who study data. And they'll have gone to Eddie and they'll have gone, here, there you go, he's on slide. Just like it happens to everybody, Clinton Woods, Frotch and Law. It's about timing it when you get
Yeah.
out. Carl Zaggy knew he was finished. He got out at the right time, didn't he? He didn't want to face Frotch, a young lion, did he?
Hmm.
And he would have probably got battered
No.
then. But in the peaks, he probably beats Frotch on points at the peaks. But in '08, when they should have fought, that's an hard fight for Carl Zaggy. He wanted old men then, didn't he? He wanted his pension payoff. You see where I'm coming from? Father Time waits for
Yeah,
nobody.
cool.
You can't all get out like Lennox and Frotch and Carl Zaggy as world champions. Boxing don't work like that. Josh Warrington will be a gatekeeper in 18 months for people at Commonwealth level. And that's the sad, harsh reality
Hmm.
of it. But in his head, he'll be thinking he's still got something to offer. And people around him will be telling him that.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to sit him down and say, look, Space Raider, you're shot to shit. That's the bottom line. Take your money you've had so far out of boxing, consider it severance pay and take the train. Get out of Dodge while you can, while you've still got all your brains and they're not scrambled. Or hang about like the White Rhino and Derek Chisora and Fraser Clark's come back, hasn't he? Big Freeze is flat and Tete. He's knocking
Yeah.
on now in a Big Freeze, isn't he? Well, how old's Big Freeze? 34.
34 now, yeah.
34, is it 34 in August? Big Freezer's knocking on now, isn't he? To say he's only had 11 fights. But he's won. Big Freeze, so fair play to him. But he don't want another Wardley knockout, does he?
No. You can't really blame him. He looked like he'd had a stroke.
Well, you would if Wardley's not frightened to let his hands go, James, is it? I'm Team Wardley, me.
No.
I love him. He's a road man.
Yeah.
I've heard stories from people down that area saying that he used to turn up for bare knucklers on his own, and there'd be 50 people there, and he'd bowl up on his own. You've got to
Yeah, he
give
is an
Wardley
old man.
respect, haven't you? I
Yeah.
know we've given him some stick 'cause he's white collar and he's going to get found out any time now. A bit like Josh Warrington, we all used to back against him, but he just kept beating everybody, didn't he? He kept overwhelming them with his style. He found a style
Like
that
Steve Rob
worked for him, didn't he?
Yeah, it's like Steve Robinson back in the day.
Steve Robinson, there you go, son. Pop, pop, bang. Uh, Women's boxing, James. Is it heading for Skiddy Row?
They're already there, mate. Like, no interest in it whatsoever. Probably got less of an interest in women's boxing. I'm not a chauvinist or anything like that. It just does not entertain me. There's too much pity pat. They can't biologically most of the time. They can't. Or they can't punch as hard as the men biologically. Really, you'll get the occasional freak out there like Savannah Marshall who can whack.
Yeah, but
But yeah, I
Savannah's
think
not really beat anybody. She's only beat school dinner ladies, if truth be known, actually, really. She's not,
yeah. Well,
she's only been
but
up against one elite fighter and she lost, didn't she? Although she beat her in amateurs, but there's no pool for them to fight, is there?
no. Well, that's the thing. Like you say, she's fighting dinner ladies. Dinner ladies, the only people within the ranks, really. It's not a very full pool, is it? So maybe in about 10, 15 years, when you've had a couple of Olympic cycles and, there's Eastern Europeans and all that, maybe it'll become more interesting to me. But I'm not that interested, and I don't think the casual fans that interested, and they're the ones that you need to entice because they're the ones. Well, they're the bigger audience than the hardcores, aren't they?
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to go on to part three, James?
Yes, mate. All right, I'll
Well,
speak to
mate,
you in
I'll
a
see you on part three.
bit.
Thanks a
Jump
lot for
part three.
subscribing and leaving a comment. Uh, yeah, that gin she's poured for me this strong violet gin, purple gin. What's all that about? We're up to just normal gin, but yeah. So okie dokie. Right, I'll see you on part three. I'm gonna have to just give Jerry a. I'm gonna show him Jerry because James he goes on that much. James, you go on that much, can't fit everybody. Jerry, we're running 10 minutes late, kid. Thanks to James. He's got more fucking rabbit than Sainsbury's. So I'll see you at 10 past, kid. Pop, pop, bang. Right, part three.